First of all, I don't know if you've noticed this, but late last year, the Department of Justice and ICE actually announced that they were doubling the fines for I-9 paperwork violations and taking the fines for H-1B program violations all the way up to $100,000 per worker. This is quite severe. That was even before the election, and like the results or not, there's a new administration in office, and immigration enforcement has definitely come to the forefront. Every week there's a new story about workforce place enforcement, raids taking place by ICE and other agencies. If you're not sure of your current situation with your employment roster and their immigration statuses or your paperwork for the Form I-9, now is definitely the time to take a look at it before somebody comes knocking at your door wanting to see your forms. So, a little bit about i9Everywhere and how it works. We started doing i9Everywhere early in 2016 to solve the problem of the remote hire. I don't know if you know this, but in California, they actually passed a business code provision mandating that notaries could no longer sign Section 2 of the I-9. Now, the way that we hire employees and the way that we do paperwork has changed a lot since the I-9 came out in 1985. We're hiring people at distance. A lot of times we never meet our new employees in our offices. The way we interview people is much different than it was 10 years ago. On the Form I-9, I'm sure you know, you actually have to physically look at the documents at the time that you hire somebody to see that they're real and that they relate to the person in front of you. Now, if you're in Seattle and you're hiring somebody in Chicago and you don't have anybody else in Chicago to verify those documents, your options are slim. What do you do? How do you find somebody over there to look at those documents? You're certainly not going to fly them into your headquarters in Seattle and have them come into your office just to fill out a piece of paperwork, and you're not going to go to Chicago. That's where i9Anywhere comes into play. So our California clients reached out to us and said, hey, Point HR, we know that you guys have a lot of different services in the HR field. Do you have anybody out here in California that can act as our authorized representative to sign Section 2 of the Form I-9? So we thought about it a little bit. The problem wasn't that the notaries weren't qualified to sign the I-9. It's that this provision that they passed in the business code prohibited anybody that wasn't a bonded and insured immigration attorney or immigration consultant from signing an integration form. Several other states have followed with that, including Texas since then. So if you couldn't get somebody to sign it for a fee, how do you get somebody to maybe sign it for free? So we brought a little bit of the sharing economy to the equation, the Uber, the DoorDash. We asked our programmers about it. We said, hey, how can we go ahead and do this? And that's where i9Everywhere was born. Not only do we solve the problem of the remote witness by using somebody from your applicant's own social and professional network to act as your authorized representative to sign Section 2 of the Form I-9, but we also broke down all the steps along the way, looking at all the different documents, looking at all the different citizenship types, and really broke it down into a wizard so it was so simple that, like Geico says, even a caveman can do it.